Listen up, guys. This case right here, this very box, contains the first truly new release of 2025. Not just a new Thailand variant or, hey, something's a little different on this one, or this is a new packaging variant. No, this is a brand new release, brand new character even, and I cannot wait to tear into it. We're absolutely clicking through 2025. This is already the 5th singles case to be released, Case S, and that means we're almost halfway through the year in terms of singles cases because there are 12 total always. So yeah, without any further ado, I'm very thrilled to get into this. I'm sure you guys are as well. I will explain here as we go through why we skipped Case R, just temporarily skipped them. It's actually very simple. But before that, obviously 95DS, that's your case code here. S indicates what's exactly in the box, and I will have the complete content list in the description below if you want to reference that as we go along, or if you want to refer back to this video in the future when you maybe find this case or remnants of it in your local store. In fact, this case is hitting Target stores across the US right now, but probably more on the West Coast, I would assume. Obviously made in Thailand. This is a full 24 count case, unlike the half count 12 count cases that Walmart and a few other retailers get across the world. We don't like those because traditionally and recently they have excluded some of the best cars, like in case Q, no My Name's Not Chuck, no Nikki B. Those are the two best ones from the case. What are we doing here? I don't know how it works, but either way, simply put, I ordered both Case S and Case R at about the same time. They both became available at about the same time, and Case S just came first. And I mean, I don't want to dog on Case R before we even get it, but Case S has the first new release. I just said it. Case R, therefore, doesn't have technically a new release. It has some really cool pieces, some nice variants and all that, but I don't think it's that big of a deal that we will be just briefly skipping over Case R to do Case S here, and then we'll circle back to Case R once I get in, once we're done with all this. I'm trying to see where the good stuff is so we can kind of save the best for last, as you guys know I like to do. And yeah, if we're going to save the best for last, we're going to do a flipperooski here, although it looks like the best is actually smack dab in the middle. All right, so I know you guys can't see the top row, but we won't take long on that, I promise. All right, here we are, starting off with 2 Floyd Mulvihills. Oh no. You guys know what I'm going to say. Whenever there are 2 of a car in a case that's already been included, and not 1, but actually 2 cases, I get a little worried. Floyd was in Case P and Case Q, and now there are 2 of him in Case S. That's not great, guys. I'm not big on that, but he is one of the better Piston Cup racers, I would say, compared to Billy Oil Changer, Dave Alternators, who have been released a little bit more, and I actually see both of them. Oh no, I see a Winford in here as well. I see a Claude Scruggs. There's a lot of Piston Cup racers in here, but either way, I'm not going to complain too much. You guys let me know what you think about Mattel loading up these cases on Piston Cup racers. Like, I know the veterans are super popular, but this just might be a little bit of overkill. And on the back, you got the same old Dave Alternator, Sally, Billy Oil Changer, Fillmore, Slim Hood, who's not supposed to be on this card back because he doesn't appear in Cars. That's a Cars 3 character. And of course, Sheriff. So yeah, this card back won't change all year. And it's actually funny, and I know this is something for nerds, but the card backs, like once the card gets released in a given year, like it's not going to change, even if the card gets released again in the final case of that year. But for Glow Racers, the card backs do change to reflect what's out in that wave. So that's why there are like 3 or 4 versions of Glow Racers Lightning McQueen in the package. There are 3 different package variants because they change that every single time they release a new case. So kind of an interesting thought there, but obviously the Glow Racers separate from the main line, so hard to compare. But here we have one Rust-eze Lightning McQueen. There were 2 of him in Case Q, but it's Lightning McQueen. As I talked about in my Case Q unboxing, I was just recently in Spain. Didn't see a single McQueen, Cruz, Jackson, Storm, Mater, Sally, or really any significant townies outside of, I think, Sheriff. So Yeah, those are the popular characters. I understand why they put so many in the cases at this point, but obviously for us, Americans, Australians, Canadians, sometimes they do start to build up and pegworm, which is what we don't like. And because they're the characters that have been out for years and years and years, we get kind of frustrated with it. But there is, a reason behind the madness, a method behind the madness as to why Mattel loads these cases with so many of the basic type characters. But anyway, speaking of a basic type character, here is Mater. However, not so basic, guys, and I'm going to give you a little secret here. I'm going to let you in on something. This is the only case where this Mater will be released in for the year. So he'll end up being one of the rarest releases of 2024. Now, it is just, regular Mater. He does have the working tow hook, though, so that's a plus. But on this card variant here, this will be the only time he gets released. So I don't know if that means anything to you, or if that's something that moves the needle for you. You might want to pick this guy up when you see him. On the back, we finally get an updated look at some of the other Cars 1 releases that are out. So you have Daryl Cartrip there on the left, Mario Andretti. Note that this is an old stock image where he still had those kind of goldish wheels that eventually got updated to red. Dexter Hoover with the green flag, JW, pick crew member Sarge, and Christina Whelan, all three of which I believe are in the case we skipped, case R. So obviously we'll get to those and review them and all that, but those top three were in case Q, which I just unboxed recently. So good stuff. Really nice to see all the more recent Cars 1 characters on the back instead of, Sally, Dave alternators, and all that crap. But yeah, I'm very grateful I got this one on a mint card. That's humongous for the program. All right, moving on here. I think we have a little Cars on the Road action in Cryptid Buster Lightning McQueen. This guy's kind of been in a lot of cases. I think this is his third case that he's been released in. Only one per case, though, because of the fact that the blister is so large. I think they only like to do one of like a larger type item if it's like that, and like same with Mater. That's why you never see like two Maters in a case at the same time. But yeah, I think it's a good variant of McQueen. I really like all the doodads and whatnot. I think they did a good job with him. And yeah, he skipped 2024 after his debut in 2023, and now he's back. I found a couple of them at Meyer, I believe. But yeah, I'll take this version of McQueen any day over some of these other ones. And on the back, you have the other case N, which is the first case of 2025. Cars on the Road releases Logan Gearsaw, Barney Cones, Margaret Motorray, Road Trip Mater, Niles Speedcone, and Cave McQueen. Honestly, a great lineup, especially that top row. Because, man, those were hard to find in their 2024 cases. I have found some Barney Cones, but no Margaret's because she wasn't in the half case K at Walmart. And Logan, I've never found case L at Walmart. I had to go all the way to Spain just to get my case L findings, which is absurd. All right, another Piston Cup racer here. We have Winford, Bradford, Rutherford, the RPM racer. If we were to put the Piston Cup racers of 2025 into tiers, I'd say Winford, Dave Alternators, and Billy Oil Changer are in the bottom tier just because they're released a lot more frequently than some of these other ones. Like Winford was just released in 2022. Dave Alternator has been released 3 times over the last 4 years. It's horrible. And Billy, they've just been loading him up in some of these cases despite not being released since 2020. Then a tier up, I'd probably put Floyd Mulvihill, Claude Scruggs, Chuck Armstrong in it. Then a tier up from that, I'd probably have Ernie Gearson, and then the eventual Ryan Shields, and probably Eugene Carbereski would be the top, the absolute top of the tier. So yeah, unfortunately, Winford, that means you're at the bottom of the tier, but hey, I still like you. You're cool. You're on a mint card. I appreciate that. But yeah, I've seen a lot more Winfords, Billies, and Daves than I have seen Claude's, Floyd's, Ernie's. Yeah, I've actually not seen too many Ernie's at all recently. Found one at a Barcelona airport, though, in España. Yeah, typical Cars 1 stuff there on the back. Got a couple LMQs up top here. Let's take a look at them. So a couple more Cars on the Road McQueens. That means 3 all in the same row from Cars on the Road. Starting here with Cave Lightning McQueen. I thought this one would be a little bit more popular, but he is peg warming already. It might have to do with the 2-pack release of him with Pitstoposaurus in multiple back-to-back years that is just not popular at all. I don't know, but I really like this version. I think he was in my top 10 of 2023. Super accurate, really unique version of Lightning here, and just don't think it gets the love it really deserves. But yeah, I mean, if they just release too many of them, it kind of fades into the background. And on the back, we have the same stuff, just him swapped out now for Cryptid Buster McQueen. But yeah, he was in the first case of the year, and I think maybe he slipped into another one, but he is back. And here we have Road Trip Lightning McQueen. Just the basic version of him, the variant that got introduced at the beginning of 2023 with the Road Trip version of Mater. And on the back, same old assortment, same array of CTR friends and foes. Who would be a foe there? I think Margaret Motorray and Logan Gearson could be considered foes. Maybe even Niall Speedcone. He technically raced against Mater on the salt flats. Dave Alternators. Ugh, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I don't know. He's been released so much since like the turn of the century. And the turn of the century is since the beginning of like the Cars 3 era. Because they released them that one time. They called him TG Castlenut. They changed his name from Davey Apex to Dave Alternators. And then they released him like 4 times. Singles, 2-pack release with Winford, Bradford, Rutherford, the accessory pack. That's why both of them just aren't, that awesome right now. I don't know. Still a nice looking car though. I like the paint scheme, but I've just seen too much of him lately. And there you have Winford snuck there onto the back. All right. No way they put 2 kings in this case. That might be a first, guys. I don't know. Here we have one Rust-eze Cruz Ramirez. I'll take it. Haven't seen too many of her lately. Just wish they would go back to like Dynaco Cruz or just regular Cruz, which we know we're getting in a 5-pack exclusive to Walmart this year with some of the Rust-eze Racing Center trainees. But yeah, no, I mean, dang. Why just not go back to Dynaco Cruz for a year? And on the back, you have the all 3 Cars 3 releases, Rust-eze McQueen Jackson and Rust-eze Cruz. Obviously, there should be Slim Hood here as well, but I digress. Slim Hood just feels, maybe they're just going chronological. Maybe they're just like everything from Cars 1 is like from the 1950s to 2006, and everything from 2007 to 2016 is considered Cars 2. I don't know. All right, here we have 2 of Strip Weathers, a.k.a. The King. As I always say about him and like Doc Hudson, real life model. Like this is an actual car. It's not a fictional model. Based on a real life person, famous person, Richard Petty. Always going to sell well. Classic, iconic character. Love to see him. The blue art just pops off the Red Rider's background. And yeah, 2 in the case is actually kind of smart. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I really don't remember Mattel ever putting 2 of the King in the case. I mean, this guy always sells well. Like, he's one of the first to go for me. And, like, I just am not used to seeing him on the pegs. Maybe I will now because he was in case Q. Now there's 2 in case S here. But, yeah, this is good stuff, guys. I think this will be a win overall. But, yeah, let me know in the comments below. I just don't recall them ever loading up the King that much. Oh, my God, guys. We have another cardboard flap here. This one's way thicker, I think, than the one in case Q. That's crazy. Guys, is this a super chase? No, it can't be. The lines are too faint. This is probably just a regular chase cardboard flap. All right, that's fine. I'll take it. Whenever we can get like a treasure hunt cardboard flap, I will never complain. But you know what I will complain about is 2 Sallys. Oh, man. I don't know. Sally is one like, all right, you are based on a real-life car model. I'll give you that. You're the inaccurate mold, though. Like, they corrected Sally's mold in, like, 2018, 2019, and then they've only used it sparingly since. I don't understand why. They went back to the pancake version, but in, like, the 5-pack version, exclusive to Walmart, they used the correct model where it's a little bit thinner, I'd say, or a little bit, I don't know. It's not as flat looking. That's probably the best way to put it. But 2 Sallys in the case is a tough pill to swallow for me, despite saying, hey, I didn't see any Sallys over in Spain, blah, blah, blah. But as, an American here, I'm going to see a lot of Sallys in store. She might take the crown as the 2025 Peg Warmer of the Year. if we're on a rate like this. And that's already 3 characters that got doubled up on in this case, and none of them were Lightning McQueen. It's a little strange. But here we have Doc Hudson. All right, another one that was in case Q, back for case S here. It's weird because, I don't fully know what was in case R. I don't have it yet, but some interesting comparisons if any of these cars, were or are in 3 cases in a row. I'd hope not, but yeah, Doc's another one, kind of like the King. King Light sells pretty well, but not quite as well as the King, not quite as rapidly. But you have one Doc in this case. Not the fabulous Hudson Hornet version. That one's in a 2-pack with Clovis Rider coming out here soon. Guys, I don't know if I could do it. I think we're going to skip that guy. I don't really like him or anything. We're going to move down here. And let's see. This guy's kind of floating around here in the case. Oh, it's a Nile Speed Cone, of course. Yeah, I mean, he's fine. Debuted in case S. Oh, he's got a little ding there. This guy will probably get returned, actually. I don't know. Maybe Wall of Shame for Nile Speed Cone. This guy's pegworming a lot. Just no one really likes. I mean, he's such a unique model, right? Great, but kind of lands into the pity category where no one just vibes with him. They're like, yeah, it's not a full car. I don't feel like I'm getting my money's worth, especially at Target, where they're $5. I don't want a thin little pencil of a car. I don't want a little forklift. Like, I want a meaty Mater or a Fillmore or something like that, or the King, or at least a new release like Jonathan there. They don't want this little guy. And I feel bad for him because he is, a very unique, brand new character from 2023. But he has been released a lot. Let's be fair. He's been released in a 5-pack, 2-pack accessory, and then now twice as a single. So Nile is getting up there. He's getting a little long in the tooth, if you ask me. All right, but let's move. You know what? I'll throw you guys a bone here. We'll do this one here. Oh my goodness, this is exciting. Here we have Acer. First time being released since 2015, guys. 10 years. Now, that's not counting variants. That is just the regular version of Acer, not Acer with helmet or Acer in trouble. Yes, that is an actual release, by the way. Just has a different expression. But first time since 2015, he was in a case, I believe, with Holly Shiftwell. It was toward the beginning of the year, like we are now with Case S here. So, yeah, very cool. Very excited for his Thailand variant that I will be reviewing here soon. In fact, I already have a prototype of the Thailand variant of Acer. I believe I've shown this in a Giga Haul before. And so, yeah, we'll be able to do a comparison with the Chinese version and this Thailand prototype. So it'll be a lot of fun. I'm really glad. Yeah, actually, you could see that the windows are completely different. They fully opaqued them, whereas before they were transparent windows. So that's an interesting difference already off the bat. But yeah, they're bringing back the lemons. Just a couple years ago, we got Vladimir Trunkov and Tubbs Pacer. This year, we're getting Acer and Grem. Very exciting. I love that they're giving Cars 2 a little bit of love this year. I wish they gave them more. Like, I'd love to see Professor Z, Radtorque Redline, Tom Bay would be awesome from Thailand. But alas, we'll settle for Acer and Grem. Yeah, this is going to be a popular one for sure. And on the back here, you have Mr. Acer and Mr. Otis. 2 lemons, technically, but only one true lemon organization member, and that is Acer. Yeah, very excited for Grem, though. Don't get me wrong. I am very excited for them. We'll be reviewing both. They will both be reviewed separately, though. All right, let's move on to these two here. Get these two out of the way. 2 Claude Scruggs, so that makes it 4 doubles in this case, none of them being Lightning McQueens. That is pretty crazy. None of them really being like Sally's a pretty main character, but getting doubles of 3 Piston Cup Racers, King, Claude Scruggs, and Floyd, that's wild to me. But yeah, Claude is in the, second to last tier with Floyd, in my opinion. Him and Floyd have been tied at the hip since their release in Case P, because then they both returned in Q, and now they're both here in Case S and doubled up on. So, interesting there. This guy always has a soft spot in my heart. A soft spot in my heart. There we go, Mr. Docketer. Because he's an original 2006 Desert Series member, and they use the same art today. It's great. Like, if they release them next year, it'd be really cool too. to see the 20-year comparison. But, you know, this is close enough here. It's a 19-year comparison. And, yeah, he was made in Thailand actually back then. But that Thailand release is a lot more similar to all of the Chinese versions that came after. And now this Thailand version definitely varies a little bit more. But let's take a look here at the back. Just shows some case end releases. Nothing too exciting there. All right. Now we're getting into the nitty-gritty, into the weeds here. That's a good thing because I've left some really good stuff here at the bottom. Although we probably should tackle these two Lightning McQueens first. Here we have Cars 1 Lightning McQueen. So there was, again, one in case Q, but that's as to be expected. Lightning McQueen, I actually just reviewed him. One of the more popular videos I've released so far in 2025. And yeah, I mean, it just speaks to Lightning McQueen. He's the man. He's the most popular character. He's the face of the franchise. So, hey, it's okay. And this is the original version, too. I think it's one of the best paint jobs that you can get off of a McQueen. And every day it grows more and more nostalgic. But certainly not a new release. Not even close. And I see another little McQueen down there that is not nearly as nostalgic. In fact, probably is like negative nostalgia because he's so incredibly new. And that is GRC Lightning McQueen on a nice minty card. Love to see that. So yeah, the GRC line debuted last year. McQueen, Francesco were the initial ones. This year it's coming back. McQueen, Francesco, Carla, Max, I think Cruz. There's going to be quite a few that return. Not all of them are returning. Like, I don't think Shu is returning. But, yeah, Jackson is actually coming back as well. In fact, I think he is in case R, and we have Raoul here as well. But, yeah, guys, trust me, eventually this guy's going to start to peg warm if he hasn't already for you. I mean, he has just been in so many cases. But keep in mind that this version here is different from the 2025 version in packaging. It does, or the 2024 version, because it doesn't have the new for 2024 yellow circle up here. And the back just shows him instead of showing McQueen and Francesco because they debuted in the same case, being case H of 2024. But yeah, I mean, I think this is a phenomenal paint job as it is. Both sides are different, like different decals, which is so cool. But, yeah. All right. Let's knock out this guy here, shall we? That is GRC Raoul CaRoule, however you pronounce that. I feel like we still don't really know. It's been, what has it been, 14 years since Cars 2's come out? That is ridiculous. But, you know, what's awesome is that they're still making new variants of the racers all this way along. I love that they did this GRC line. It really, I think, still is underrated. I don't think as many people appreciate it as they should. It's basically a Transcontinental Race of Champions series 10 years past its prime, right? I mean, we got Ice Racers and Carbon Carnival in like 2015, 2016. Here we are 10 years later. Thought we'd probably never get anything like that, and we did. Granted, it wasn't a full, you don't have Jeff, Rip, Nigel, or Lewis, but still pretty awesome. And I would go through the exact same spiel here with Raoul as I did with McQueen. Released last year. I've actually seen quite a few of this guy at Walmart because the half version of Case K has hit Walmart pretty good. But different packaging, doesn't say new for 2024. And the card back, let me guess, it should show McQueen, Francesco, and Carla. Oh, Jackson, yep, that makes sense because, like I said, he's in case R, which is what we skipped. But keep in mind, guys, this guy here, this Mr. Raoul CaRoule, is just like the Mater I said at the beginning of the video. This is the only case he's getting released in all year. So I guess that's a secret. So not anymore, it's not. This is his only case all year. So if you're a package variant collector, you're going to want to grab this. Don't wait for it because it ain't going to come back. Same thing with Mater. Mater's a little bit more significant, I'd say, just because he's heavier. He's going to sell more than Raoul, blah, blah, blah. But plus Raoul is in the 2-pack with Miguel Camino for 2025. So there's that element to it as well. But yeah, this is technically, you know, a new and one and done release for 2025 here. But yeah, I think he looks really good. All these look really pure without the new for 2025 snipe. Gosh, damn it, new for 2024 snipe. When you talk so many years and you're talking for like half an hour at a time, you know, stuff like that's bound to happen. All right, we're down to the best of the bunch here. Starting off with a Lightning Ramone. Oh my goodness. Brand new Thailand variant. It's a Mr. Ramone. We all love Ramone here. And I have 2 prototypes of him to compare. Really been curious to see which version they would actually end up doing. The first prototype I got of him had this much softer kind of non-metallic paint job. And yeah, I think we all kind of assumed this would not be the one that got released because it's not even close to being accurate. However, it's a lot more similar to the 2015 version of Hydraulic Lightning Ramone in that 2-pack with Flow. Early on in the year, I remember found it in like March or April. My memory is just weird like that. So yeah, that was pretty inaccurate. This is pretty inaccurate, but thankfully they corrected it to the more metallic version here. And I do have a prototype of that as well. Let's see how close they are. Now I will do a full review of this guy, open them up and all that. These do look pretty identical, so it just seems like, oh my gosh, why is my camera doing that brightness so much lately? But yes, these look pretty much identical in terms of the paint scheme. And I'm glad that they opted for this more accurate metallic version of Lightning Ramone. We'll do a full comparison in the review of him. But yeah, he looks great on the card back here. Like I said, it's his first time being released from Thailand, which means it's his first time being released since, I believe, 2016. I might be wrong on that. Let me know, guys, in the comments below when the last time just the regular version of Lightning Ramone has gone released. But it's certainly been a while. Let's see what they got on the card back here. Same exact stuff we saw with Mater. Daryl, Mario, and Dexter from Case Q. Christina, Sarge, and Jay from Case R. All right, that's a big win. And had to save the best for last, guys. You know it. The new character, the new release that we've all been waiting all year for. And honestly, last year too, because really 2025 for Disney cars start in October, November of the prior year. And that is Jonathan Gearson, Bella Cadaver's assistant, the BMW. Oh my gosh, there's so much to unpack here. I can't wait to open him, her, whatever. I don't care. I don't really care about the name. The car looks great. Just can't wait to open them up. New for 2025. Obviously, you don't have to tell us that. And yeah, I don't know why they took so long to give us a new release this year, but it does make the payoff that much better here. We got Bella and Jessica to welcome Jonathan in here, and they're going to look great together. It's going to be pulled straight out of some of the frames in the episode. And yeah, I mean, the artwork definitely makes Jonathan look a little bit bluer or darker than actually on the diecast. We're going to see what's accurate to the movie or the episode when I review Jonathan here. And then on the back, kind of interesting, you get Margaret Motorray, Barney Logan, Cryptid Buster McQueen. Those were all in Case N. Cave Mater debuted in Case P. And then you have Chris Freightman there. Almost called him Tony Motorfelt for a second. No, Chris Freightman, who debuted in Case R, I believe. And again, that is from the case that we skipped. Don't worry, we will be doing the unboxing on it soon. Just got to get it out of the postal service. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great next couple of weeks here with Jonathan, Acer, Lightning Ramone getting reviewed, unboxing Case R, all of those variants getting reviewed. There's a really significant variant in this case, or in that case, being Kyandi. You guys might have heard about her from Tokyo Mater. But let me know in the comments below, who is your favorite release from this case? I mean, I think a lot of us will be choosing Jonathan for obvious reasons. I also think there's going to be a lot of people who think Acer, is actually the best. Nostalgia-wise, it's a new variant, classic character. Maybe you're going to be weird and, say GRC Raoule is or Mater because you like the fact that they're going to be so elusive on this card. They're only in this case, and that's that. I don't know the half count of this case yet, by the way. I don't think it's been found yet. So when that information becomes available, I will update the description of this video so you know what to look for at Walmart or other stores that get in the 12 count case. Thank you as always for watching, guys. Yeah, now what the hell else do I have to say besides Mattel? Why are we putting 2 Sallys in cases? Let's not do that, please. One's enough. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.
Got these feelings.